Welcome to Pardon That Vine. My name is Riccobono, and this is the world's most unbiased wine review forum. And today, as you probably can tell from my opening, I am extremely excited to taste the wine that we will be tasting today called Pahlmeyer. Pahlmeyer is from Napa Valley. This is the 2004. This is a pretty cool bottle, as you can tell too. Just a huge, big bottle, beautiful white label. Pahlmeyer's been around for years, and it's been one of my favorite Cabernets from Napa Valley. It's they make a Bordeaux blend. The 2004 is a mix of 86% Cabernet Sauvignon, and the rest is a blend between Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Erin Green is the winemaker. She is Helen Turley's protege. And Helen Turley is one of the most world-renowned winemakers out of California. She's been involved with projects such as Colgin and Bryant Family, and has just made some serious wines out there. And Erin Green has worked under her, and I believe took over Pahlmeyer making the wine in 1999. Not only that, but Michael Roland, who's a world-renowned wine blender and consultant from France. Comes over about 3 times a year to consult on the Pahlmeyer Propriety Red. This is 93 points Wine Spectator. I believe the 05, which is out now, received 96 points Robert Parker. I mean, they're constantly getting huge scores. Let's see what else. It's mainly, I think most of the grapes for this wine are from the Stagecoach Vineyard. And I'm excited. I'm going to take this time to kind of go through how I feel one should taste the wine. I'm not saying it's the right way. I think it's a very simple way, and as you become more of an expert, as months go on here, you can start adding in different things. But this is the way I was taught, and this is the quickest way, I think, to really become an expert and to get excited, and to actually get excited about opening different wines as opposed to worrying about too many different things. So we'll go through that. Let's see, it's $125 retail. It's not the easiest wine to get, but it's pretty available these days, especially in this economy. Anyway, with that, let's start. I've already poured the wine here because I was so excited before I started filming. I wanted to see the color of it. I've not tasted it yet. So I think there are 4 things that you need to worry about when tasting wine. And the first one is the smell. Obviously, you got to spend time. Don't rush it. Every sip you take, you probably will get made fun of early on, like I still get made fun of from friends of mine, but you can't rush it. You got it. You can never sip the wine without smelling the wine. That's kind of my rule. Even if you got to sneak it in the corner, which I have to do sometimes, and kind of turn my back in a conversation and smell it and then turn back and drink it. Anyway, let's give this a smell. That's step number 1. Huge aromas coming from this thing. Tons of blackberry. There's actually a pretty strong hint of vanilla. Dark fruits, jammy, plum, just huge New World fruit. But a nice subtle vanilla aroma coming out. Alright, so the second thing is, you smell the wine and now you drink it. I typically, the first thing I look for is, am I tasting what I'm looking to taste? Meaning in a Cabernet, am I tasting the fruit? In a Brunello, am I tasting the earthy flavor? So whatever that profile is for the wine, are they coming across without being blocked by the alcohol, without being blocked by the tannins, and are they exploding in your mouth? So while it's on the mid palate and while you're moving it around, which is another thing you have to do, move the wine around, and that's another awkward thing, especially at, different business dinners that I've been at in the past, and you're moving the wine around. It's tough, but if you got to turn your head, because you got to do it. You'll experience and enjoy the wine so much more. So let's go to step 2 here, which is tasting and looking for that predominant flavor profile. Alright, I guess I'll first tell you what I'm tasting. Just enormous fruit. It's like a fruit bomb going off in your mouth. I mean, it's just huge wine. I mean, big tannins at the end. I mean, Pahlmeyer's wine will last for 2 decades, you know, minimum 15 years. It's 2004 is very young to be drinking this, but it's huge fruits coming through in the beginning, in the middle, mid-palate, blackberry, and I can still taste the wine here 15 seconds out. Still, you know, bite in my mouth, still fruit coming through, which is what I love. So step 2 is moving around looking for that main flavor profile. Step 3 is when do the tannins come in? You want, at least I want, and everyone has a different opinion, I want a little bit of, you know, bite at the end of that, especially these big wines. I want to feel, you know, some complexity, some, you know, I want the fruit or the main flavor profile to integrate in the mid palate, going on to the finish, you know, so it's kind of transitions. So step 3 is, you know, the fruit, and then now you start to feel the, you know, the hugeness of the wine. And if you're not drinking a big wine, you start to feel still the complexity of the wine. And then finally, the 4th step would be the finish. And this is big in my book. Wines that just die down, meaning you taste and now you don't taste anything, I want no part of. Wines that last and that you can just, you know, you're having a conversation, you still taste the wine. Like right now, I can still feel it in my mouth. It's huge for me. And so those are the 4 steps. First step, smell it. Second step, look for the main flavor profiles. Third step, make sure that the tannins and the alcohol doesn't overwhelm step 2. And then step 3 is hopefully some of the complexity comes out. It integrates from the mid palate into the back, and then when you swallow it, step 4 is the finish. Hopefully there's a long finish. So let's smell this one more time here. Really nice. Really nice, as I expected. These wines just continue to impress me. I'm looking forward to tasting the 05. The 04, you can still get. I've seen it around in retail stores. You probably have to make some calls. Like I said, buy a bunch. And it is a little pricey, $125, although I'm okay with $125 from this one. I'm not okay with some Cabernets out there that are $125, but this is a serious Cabernet. If you want to taste, if you don't like Cabernet and you hear people raving about it, buy some Pahlmeyer and sit some down. And you know, this is 2015, 16, 17, 18. If you have a son or daughter born in 2004, buy it. 2005 and drink it. You know, when they're 21, it'll still be drinking well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the program today. I'd like to reiterate that this is the way I taste wine. It's not the right or wrong way to taste wine, but I think it could be helpful to simplify it. And I think once you start to grasp some of that, you'll really start to enjoy your wine experience. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.